Hello there, you're listening to the Sort Yourself Out podcast. This week, we're discussing how you can train your brain to create a life for yourself that you love. I'm your host, Janine Hunt, natural health therapist for over 30 years, hypnotherapist, lifelong student, and spiritual seeker. I like to seek out the most effective practices and techniques that provide the greatest bang for my buck and the fastest route to freedom from whatever is holding us back. I can't wait to share with you these powerful techniques so that you too can sort yourself out, know deeper meaning in your life, and best of all, a sense of inner peace. So let's get started. Well, hello there, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today, we are discussing a topic that is integral to sorting yourself out. We're talking about how you can train your brain so that you can free yourself of your hang-ups and also program new and healthy patterns that will lead you where you want to go in life. Now, I'm going to keep this episode short and to the point, as I've got to tell you, I am up to my eyeballs in creating content for my new membership site, the Better Than Happy Zone, which I'll be launching in a few short weeks. In this final stage, I have a zillion things to do. And because I'm creating the membership as a library, rather than, say, putting out content based on a theme each month or a sequential dripping out of a course, I want to make sure that it is jam-packed full of the goodies that will help my members to sort themselves out and be better than happy. So my plate is a little full at the moment, and I'm doing lots of inner work to stop myself from sinking into overwhelm. So in today's episode, I just want to float a question about how you are using your brain. Are you using it to support you in where you want to go, in what you want to be, and in how you want to live? Or are you living on automatic, on all the old programs that authority figures installed in you when you were young and that you really had no say about? Because we don't when we're little kids. We just absorb everything we're told about the world. But later in life, as adults, we have the opportunity to filter through all those old programs and clear ourselves of what's unhelpful or unhealthy or not working for us now. And we get to actually choose the beliefs and ideas that we want to guide our lives. Now, unfortunately, many of us have become experts at dysfunctional behaviours. For example, maybe you're very skillful in worrying or judging others or having low self-esteem or feeling guilty or blaming others or finding things that stop you from feeling happy. These are all ways of being and looking at the world that we have learned and that do not serve us. But they are so deeply ingrained in us that we don't even realize that we do it. Or, most importantly, that we have a choice to be otherwise. So I want to have a quick look at the 4 stages of learning, as described by Noel Birch and William Howell. Stage 1 is unconscious incompetence. This is the first step of learning and occurs when we don't even recognize that we are not good at a skill. Possibly we don't even value it or know it exists. We don't know what we don't know. Deciding to become good at this skill involves moving into the next phase. Stage 2 is conscious incompetence. Here, we recognize the deficit in our skill set. We know what we don't know and can start to work to become proficient. But it's early days, so we're not great at it yet. But more practice moves us to the next phase, conscious competence. The last one was conscious incompetence. So far we've had stage 1, unconscious incompetence, where we don't know what we don't know. Then we have conscious incompetence, where we're aware of stuff we don't know. Then we have conscious competence, stage 3. And so this is where we are now mastering a skill, but still have to be very consciously aware of exactly what we're doing while doing it and stay focused so that we perform it effectively. So think of when you're learning to drive a car. Stage 4 is unconscious competence. This is where we become very proficient at something. And this is where we don't even need to think or concentrate on doing the task anymore. We're just able to do it automatically. So this would be the stage of the experienced driver, where you can drive more or less automatically and you're still able to hold a conversation or listen to the radio, or, as I like to do when I'm driving alone, recite my affirmations. All of this boils down to the neuroplasticity of the brain and your conscious choice about what's going on in there. Because as you repeat an action or a thought, you create a corresponding neural pathway in the brain. The more you do it, the stronger the neural pathway and the habit. Here's a quotation from Swami Satyananda Saraswati. If we are to live meaningful lives, we have to reprogram our minds. It is the incorrect mental program that we have slowly developed since birth that is causing us all our unhappiness and anguish in life. Reprogram the mind, and you will start to live a life that has deep meaning and that is happy. A well-programmed mind can make this world a veritable heaven on earth. A badly programmed mind can make this world a hell on earth. So notice here that he's talking about the mind. So let's make that distinction between your mind and your brain. Your brain is a receiving plate, and the thoughts which pass repeatedly through your mind are imprinted on your brain, creating the neural pathways and consequently habits. Henry David Thoreau said, "As a single footstep will not make a path on the earth, so a single thought will not make a pathway in the mind. To make a deep physical path, we walk again and again. To make a deep mental path, we must think over and over the kinds of thoughts we wish to dominate our lives." That is so great. I love that quote. So for the most part, this is a good thing. The neural pathways help us to establish habits that make life easier for us, to automate certain learnings so that we can get in the car and drive without thinking of every exact step as we do when we're new to driving. And let's not forget about the zillions of other things that we've automated since we were babies, like walking, talking, brushing your teeth, everything. There's so many things that we now do below the threshold of our consciousness. It's just installed in us as an automatic ability. But what about when we have automations going that aren't good for us, that are making us miserable or unhealthy or even destroying our relationships? Well, the good news is that we can become conscious of these things and choose to let them go and choose more wisely. We can create new thoughts, neural pathways, and habits that serve us. So, in the coming days, I want you to try to notice what unhelpful skills you've become an expert at and challenge yourself to free yourself from them. Think about what you want for yourself and your life and the kind of beliefs and habits that will take you there. and then encourage those habits of thinking. Let's lay down some new neural pathways, good ones that serve you, that make you happy, and that get you where you want to go. Now, if you want some help with this, have a listen to some other episodes of the podcast, like episode 4, How to Liberate Yourself from Your Self-Sabotaging Beliefs, Thoughts, and Habits, and episode 31, How to Get Unstuck and Break Through to Success and Well-Being. And also, episode 45 is a really great one here, How to Visualize Successfully, as this will help you to reprogram your mind and your brain with the stuff you actually want in there. Yeah. So I recommend that you download my free Visualization Essentials Guide that teaches you how to visualize successfully so that you can consciously take charge of your life and harness the creative forces of the universe. Because energy follows thought, and visualization is one of the best practices there is for reprogramming and creating your ideal life. So you can get my free Visualization Essentials Guide at theinspirationcloud.com/SYO61. Those are the numbers 61. That's theinspirationcloud.com/SYO61, and I will put a link in the show notes. Now, if you are interested in taking your well-being to the next level and being better than happy, why don't you sign up to the waitlist for my upcoming Better Than Happy membership? I've been talking about it for ages, but I am getting there, and soon we will be launching this. So the Better Than Happy Zone is a monthly membership where I'll be teaching my most powerful top-down techniques to sort yourself out, to free yourself of your hang-ups and blockages, to take charge of your mind, and to nourish your soul. So if you've been listening to this podcast, you know that I'm all about giving you the tools that you need to transform your life. And in the Better Than Happy membership, there will be mini courses and hypnosis sessions and guided meditations and EFT tapping videos, neurolinguistic programming techniques, mindfulness training, the ageless wisdom teaching, and lots more. So that wherever you are on your path to greater well-being, you can start right there and then take the next step when you're ready. You'll have the tools, practices, and techniques you need to not just heal your life, but to make it more meaningful, fulfilling, peaceful, and beautiful. So if you're ready to transform your well-being and be better than happy and would like to be kept informed, go on over to theinspirationcloud.com/membership to get on the waitlist, and I will keep you in the loop. And this is something you also want to do, because those people on my waitlist are going to be offered a special early bird offer where they will be offered the membership at the lowest price it's ever going to be, and they will also get early access. So that's the inspirationcloud.com/SYO membership. Okay, my friend, that is all for today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really do appreciate it. So take care, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. I really hope you found it helpful and full of uplifting ideas that you can put into practice in your life. And if you have, chances are your friends and family will too. So please share it with them on social media. You'll be helping them to sort themselves out, because I bet you think they need it, right? But seriously, you'll also be doing me a huge favor, and I will be eternally grateful for your generosity. It would also be lovely if you would leave me a review on iTunes, preferably a nice one, please. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast while you're there. If you have any questions or would like me to address a certain topic, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at info@theinspirationcloud.com. Have a good one, folks. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.